Hi everyone, before we get to the video, I would appreciate it if you can spare your time to subscribe to the channel, as it would mean a lot to me because it will help me with the marks of my assignment. Now, thank you everyone. Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Chonky series where we learn how to use bah and to understand the context and the usage under the Malay normal Malay context and also in English language. For today's episode, we are going to get into an example of how we use bah in one context. In Malay, in a formal Malay language, bah can be used in the same way as baiklah or okay or begitulah. As long as you are agreeing, bah can be used in that sense. So in English, however, it is the equivalent of okay or sure or roger that, but of course it will depend on the context and intonation. In Sabahan dialect, when we want to acknowledge, we usually put bah in the first as the first term or the first word of the reply. So for the first example, let's say your mom asks you to do the laundry or something. So this is the example, a sentence example. Ali, jangan kau lupa angkat kain di jemuran nanti. And then your reply, you want to acknowledge the instruction. So Ali will reply such as, Bah, nanti saya angkat. It's in the first. Bah is the first word of the sentence. So in English language, it's like, Ali, don't forget to do the laundry. And then Ali would reply. I mean, this is the English equivalent of Ali's reply. It would sound something like, okay, mom, I'll do it later. Something like that.
It's for what?
Why not?
Why?
Why not?
Why though?
Another example of using bah to acknowledge is, okay, kau masih mau makan kan chicken dish nih? Kalau tidak, aku kasih habis. So, to answer that, bah kasih habis lah, kenyang sudah aku. It's like the English equivalent of it is like, are you going to finish this? And the English equivalent of the reply is something like, yeah, sure, go ahead, finish it. I don't want it, or I don't want it anymore. So you acknowledge the other person's intention to finish your snack, meal, but yeah, you acknowledge it. Now it is an example for you to agree. Let's just say your friend suggest a place for dinner. So the example would be something like, "Uy, maukah kita makan sinalau bakas nanti untuk makan malam?" And then you would reply, "Bangam juga ba tu?"
Okay.
The English equivalent would be, what do you say if we have McD for dinner? And the reply will be somewhat, that sounds like a plan. You agree with his idea or her idea. There's a change of intonation. Now that would be another context. The next example will cater to that. It is to agree but with a downward tone. Let's say disappointment or disappointed. The example would be something like, your friend you ask your friend to buy something for you. Okay, so your friend called you and say, Uy, habis sudah nih burger BTS yang kau mau aku belikan. Jadi macam mana? And then you would say, habis sudah kah? Bah, tak apalah, beli je lah apa-apa. So there's a downward tone there, like you were disappointed. You acknowledge the information rather than the idea. you acknowledge or agree with the information. More to acknowledge lah the information. So the English equivalent of it was like your friend calling you. The burger that you asked me to buy for you is sold out. So what now? Another change of intonation that we can bring into, um, you are agreeing, but at the same time, you are done with the issue, or you are tired of the issue or the person.
Wait a damn minute. What?
So you are tired of it. So your reply would be, "Ah, tukar lagi ka? Bah, mana-mana lah, suka hati lah." There's a more, it's not a distrust tone, but tired, or you've had enough. So in English language, it's like, um, hello, yeah, I think I'm not staying at your place. I'm changing it. I'm changing the plan. I'm going to stay at another friend's house. Another change of plan. You are changing the plan again. Okay, yeah, whatever, suit yourself. You agree or you acknowledge the information, but the intonation there shows that you are done. You've had enough. You are tired of the same thing happening over and over again. So it still falls under agreeing or acknowledging the information, but you are done. That is where the intonation part comes in. Another context is to accept a favor. Let's say your friend wanted to ask for your help for something, and you immediately accepted it. So the example would be, it's like your friend coming to you and suddenly they asked you, "Uy, boleh ka nanti kau tolong ajar aku buat assignment? Nanti aku belanja lah kau cola. Tolong ah." And then you accepted the favor and you said, "Bah, boleh bah kalau kau." So you might find it this reply to be different from other examples, mainly because there are two bah in the replies. So the first bah is you agreeing, like you accepted the favor, like, yes, I'm going to help you. The second bah is more to a filler word. One more time, it's like, boleh ka tolong aku buat assignment nanti, aku belanja lah kau something nanti. And then your reply was like, "Bah, boleh bah kalau kau, kenapa nak boleh pula?" In normal, or I would say in formal Malay language, it's something like, kau tolong aku nanti aku belanja lah. And then you accepting, you would say, "Ha, boleh je." That is somewhat the Malay equivalent of it. But in English, the answer would sound something like, "Okay, it's a deal." You have okay at the front. The first okay, the okay refers to the first bah, which is you agreeing to accept their favor. Excuse me, you agreed to help them. The second bah is like a filler, just like a filler. So in English, there's not much of a filler word mid sentence, other than like or yeah, we don't have in English. In English, we don't have that particular word to be used as fillers. So to recap, bah can be used to acknowledge an instruction. Bah can also be used to agree to an idea or a suggestion. But to agree doesn't mean that you are happily agreeing to it. You can also use bah to agree, but with a different tone, such as disappointment, or if you are tired, or if you are fed up, or if you are fed up with the situation, that too can be considered as agreeing or acknowledging, but with a different context or different tone. And lastly, to accept a favor, uh, it's when someone asks for your help and you agree to help them, and you say, and you can say, "Bah, boleh, kenapa tidak?" or "Bah, don't mention it," or something like you want to acknowledge, oh, acknowledge acknowledge gratitude. That is also another context that where you can use "bah." So I hope that helps a lot with today's episode. I will see you again in the next one, and thank you. Bye. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Lepas tu kamu klik tuh notification bell. Jadi bila saya upload kamu dapat notification. Oke, terima kasih. Thank you. Also like to apologize for the downtime of my upload because as you know recently we will have our Raya celebration. So I hope it's not too late for me to wish you Selamat Hari Raya Aidilfitri, maaf zahir dan batin. And I would also like to remind you to stay safe, practice your SOPs, always wear your mask when you go out. If you really have to go out, then wear your mask. Don't forget to sanitize frequently, and please take care of yourself. Now, until next time, until the next upload, and I will see you again on the next one.